This is the plaintiff, Francine Walker. She says she hired the defendant to airbrush her grandmother's picture onto the back of her jean duster jacket. The defendant is known as the Airbrush Goddess around Cleveland, Ohio. But what she delivered to her was horrible, and it wasn't her grandmother. It looked nothing like the beautiful picture she sent her. She got a rush job and wants the $1,500 she paid back. This is the defendant, Cassandra, a.k.a. the Airbrush Goddess. She says she's been airbrushing portraits for 10 years. And when the plaintiff came to pick up the jacket, she said the portrait she painted didn't look like her grandmother. Her kids said it did. This woman became rude with her. She has plenty to do and will prove the picture she was given and the portrait she painted look like the same person. She's accused of not getting the likeness. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,500 for missed work.
All parties, please raise your right hands. People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Miliantar presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Walker, talk to me. What happened here?
I went to go see Cassandra June 9th. I dropped off a jacket.
Was that this year?
Yes, it was June 9th. I told her I wanted a portrait of me, my mom, and my grandma on the jacket. She told me that, and it was I was supposed to get a picture done, 16 by 24, she told me. And the price came up to like $485 at first, almost $500. So like when I got home and I told my mom how much the jacket was, my mom was like, that's a little bit too much for an airbrush. So I told her take me and my mom off and leave my grandma. She said it'd be $180. So I went back in. I said, okay, I'll just take my mom and my grandma off. And this was the picture that she told me to send to her inbox on Instagram of my grandma right here in the middle.
Okay, did you actually send her a printed picture or did you send it by text?
I sent it to her inbox because she told me to send it to her inbox on Instagram because her phone didn't show clear or something.
So I'd like to see the inbox so I can see the best picture you had. Maybe you're the best person to show me that. Ms. Cassandra, what is it you do for a living? You airbrush on clothes?
Correct. Just about anything that someone will bring in. It can be a shirt, a jacket, shoes, a skateboard.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever had anybody ask you to airbrush?
Their body.
Really? For real? That's funny. Okay, and your business is called Airbrush Goddess?
Correct, the Airbrush Goddess.
All right. She says she sent you a picture of her grandmother. What mechanism did she use? Did she drop it in your inbox on Instagram? How did she send it to you?
Well, she texted, and then I told her to send it to my Instagram.
So, Ms. Walker, you send her a picture through Instagram, and this is the picture, correct?
I was sitting next to her. She told me to send that to her Instagram.
And?
She said that was a good picture to airbrush the jacket. And,
okay.
And we agreed on that.
Okay. And then what happened? You paid her the $180 or
I gave
that
her,
you
I
paid
gave her
when
the
you picked
security
it up?
deposit. I gave her the security
the deposit. It's not a security deposit, just a deposit.
That was the deposit for the jacket. And because I was supposed to pay the $485 for it, then I took my mom off and me off. And that kept it like that. So I only had to bring her, I think, like $60 more for the picture that she was supposed to print out.
Said that.
So after June 9th passed, she told me give her a week. I contacted her in a week. She told me she did not say that. And I went on. I waited till she said give it to the 30th. Waited till the 30th came. She told me give her to July 4th. July 4th came. She said she did not say that. It's a whole month that went past. So I'm like, I had to tell this lady a story that I was going out of town just to get my jacket. And she gave me my jacket July 13th. July 13th.
Okay. When you were going to pick up the jacket, did you owe any more money? I thought you still had $60 to pay. So when you went to pick up the jacket, did you give her the $60?
No.
Why didn't you give her the $60?
Because she said she didn't feel like doing the picture. It was a picture she was supposed to print out that go on the wall of my grandma. She said she did not feel like doing it. She said you don't have to pay the rest. That's what she told me.
Okay. So you took the jacket, and can I see the... It's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Can you do me a favor and show me the jacket? Stretch it so that I can see the picture well, like stretch, you know. Okay, but I can't see your grandmother right now because there you go. There you go. And pull it and raise it a little bit. Put it higher, put it higher, put it higher. Okay. And Ms. Cassandra, go ahead. You can put it down, Ms. Walker. Ms. Cassandra, you talk to me. Was she upset when she went to pick it up and saw it?
Yes. The first thing she did say was, "That's not my grandma." And she had her kids with her. And the little girl came into my room where I airbrush because the jacket was hanging on the wall. So she's like, "Oh, wow, it looks just like her except the little thing on her head." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." And then her mother's still saying, "No, it doesn't." So the little girl's like, "Yes, it does." And I was like, "Yeah, that's right." So she was still upset about it. And then she came into my room, Francine did, and she's like, "Where's my buttons and where's my poster?"
Where's my what? Where's my poster? Because were you supposed to do a poster?
I was supposed to do a poster, but when she came in, I just felt like she was a little irate. So I didn't even, I wanted to give her money back because she came in a day ahead. She came in on the 11th, and she said that she was going on a trip on the 13th. So I was like, "Well, it's not ready yet. Do you want your money back?" She didn't want her money back. So I'm like, "Okay, I'll paint it for you. I'll have it before the 13th. I finished it on the 12th. She came and got it at 7 o'clock at night. And that's what she said. "I don't like it."
But why didn't you have the poster ready? If part of the deal, well, you were supposed to have a poster ready. So my question to you is, why didn't you have the poster ready?
She never even finished paying for the jacket at all. She paid me $140. The poster was $60. All she paid was $140.
Oh, so you didn't make her pay the other $40 for the jacket?
Right. Well, it's just because she was so upset. Okay. I don't like people to be upset. So I'm like, "Oh, just go." And she left.
I'll tell you what, put on the jacket and turn around for me. That's what I want you to do. Can you put on the jacket and turn around for me so that I can see your back? Wow. I gotta tell you, Miss Cassandra, you're good. And Ms. Walker, I'm not getting it. I guess everything is in the eye of the beholder, but I think it looks just like your grandmother. I think if your grandmother were to see it, she would say, "Yeah, that'll do." What is that right there? You feel like the shape of the glasses is off?
I know, she outlined this. I said my grandma have square glasses on. So she outlined the square of the glasses telling me what the she like, what the she was very rude. I never cussed at this lady not one time doing any messaging or anything.
You know how artists are kind of temperamental, but it does really, I think it really looks like her. Have you shown this to other people? What do they think?
I didn't see that this looked like my grandmother.
Well, it's airbrushed, right? Like it's always going
That's
to
the crazy
look.
part, because while her airbrushes look exactly like how people look. And my grandma, I get the quick brush job that she had my jacket sitting there for a whole month, lying about different days, which I did the whole month, but I could have went to somebody else. I asked the lady, I said, "Can I get a discount?" She said, "Only discount I could give you is your money back, and that's it. And I'll give you some pens."
So why didn't you just take your money back if it wasn't, if you were so mad at her?
I really wanted my jacket done, and she did good work. And I had to get the end of the stick because she waited a whole month for me to get my jacket. And I feel like that was very unprofessional.
Welcome back to the People's Court. I'm Harvey Levin. The plaintiff wants her money back for the horrible depiction of her grandma on her jean duster jacket. But the defendant claims she did a beautiful job. What do you think? Let's go back into the courtroom.
I know you feel, I believe you, that you feel that something is off. In fact, I think at one point you said to her, "My grandma is not an Arab lady." You feel that doesn't capture the essence of who your grandmother is. But Ms. Walker, I got to tell you, I think it does.
My mama didn't even say. My mama kept saying that don't look like her mama.
The question is not, does that look like your grandmother? The question is, does it look like your grandmother in the picture that you gave her? So all I have to go on is the picture and the artwork. Put those up one more time. Yeah. I got to tell you, to me, that is a very good likeness, and I'm not going to order the defendant to return your money. But, you know, you could be more polite to your customers, because this is really a word-of-mouth business. And, you know, that kind of thing was so incredibly rude that I don't care how frustrated you are, you're still always supposed to be the professional, okay? But my verdict in this case is for the defendant. Oh, you have a counterclaim against her? What the heck you got a counterclaim against her? You have a counterclaim against her for how much?
Yes. She sued me for $1,500, so I want to counterclaim and get her $1,500 because I'm missing out on work. I have a lot to do for the morning tomorrow, and it's like every day I get so many requests. And I missed out on a lot.
And you didn't miss out on nothing. I missed out on time.
First of all, you're home, right? You're home, aren't you? So why don't you get busy and airbrush while you're home? That's one. And two, you don't get to make money because your time is wasted. Because imagine if you were a brain surgeon and you were sued. Do you think the person who sued a brain surgeon in small claims is going to pay them for their wasted time? Don't be silly. Verdict for the defendant, though. But 0 on your counterclaim.
Well, the defendant prevails in the initial suit. She does not have to give the money back to the plaintiff. Ms. Walker, the plaintiff, let me ask you. I assume you're upset with the judge's verdict. You're not happy, are you?
I am, and I feel like she's bull. She's very, unprofessional.
Well, you held the jacket up for the judge. She looked at it. She thought your grandmother looked great. She thought it was terrific. And, she's the one who had to make the decision.
She had the hair done. The hair just right. Just my grandma's face wasn't right. And it was a rush job.
Well, I'm sorry, but that's the judge's decision. You're going to have to live with it, my dear. You don't get the money back. All right, Miss Cassandra.
Hey.
Miss Cassandra, you happy?
Yes, thrilled. Thank you so much, Judge Millian. I love you.
Yeah, but you lost your countersuit for $1,500, but that doesn't bother you, right? Okay, you keep the money out. You keep that $140. Okay. All right. Well, it's all in the eyes of the beholder. The judge thought you did a great job, so congratulations and keep up the good work. Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Now back to work for me.
Okay. Get back to work. Good enough. All right. Now let's get back to the judges for another session of After the Verdict. Here they are.
Well, judges wear a lot of different hats in the courtroom. I guess it's only occasionally that you're called upon to be an art critic, right? Kind of unusual. And all art is subjective, let's face it. And
but didn't you think it looked like her?
Yeah, it looked like
Well, let me rephrase that. It looked like the picture, because it doesn't have to actually look like her grandmother. It has to look like the picture that she gave her of her grandmother, because the artist isn't clairvoyant. Right. So I don't know if maybe, she's thinking of her grandmother with different expressions and doing different stuff, but that picture, the question is, legally, does a picture look like the art? What did you think?
Well, look, the only time I don't have portraits of myself commissioned. So the only thing I've ever gotten was maybe at the county fair, a little caricature or something, and they just exaggerate your features and make you look goofy, and you don't get your money back when you complain about it. But
this was nice artwork.
It was nice artwork. It was, the airbrush technique, and to me, yeah, it was a pretty good likeness of the photo that was provided, right?
I thought so.
I thought so too. Well, Andy Warhol said that art is what you can get away with. And here, well, I don't know that she got away with one or what, but the likeness wasn't bad.
No, I think it's more than wasn't bad. I think the likeness was quite good. I just think that the plaintiff was so upset about the way she was treated by being,
colored her
right. It colored her opinion
interpretation
of how she perceived the work and the work ethic and the art.
If she got service with a smile and maybe a chocolate chip cookie with the thing.
And hadn't felt offended by the things that she said and,
So Amy wants to know this. Hey, Harvey, if I'm driving on a public road and there's a golf cart crossing, who has the right of way? Well, here's the thing about that. Both the golf cart and whatever you're driving are considered vehicles under the law, motor vehicles. So it's not determined by who's in a bigger car or a golf cart. It's determined by right of way. So if you are going down a road and the golf cart is coming onto the road, you have the right of way. If the converse is going where the golf cart is going down a road and you want to enter that road, got to wait for the golf cart. That'll do it for this case. Litigants for the next case are inside the courtroom.